Now that you understand how we grade cancer becoming less and less like their parent cells, it helps to know how cancer occurs. Carcinogenesis describes the development and progression of cancer cells. In the beginning, normal cells in our body are exposed to some form of genetic mutation. When they're exposed to cancer-causing cells, carcinogens, a mutation occurs in the DNA where when a normal cell replicates, the cells that are from the parent cell look a little less like the parent cells. And as they continue to replicate, if our own healthy immune cells don't take care of those, they may continue to replicate and form a cluster and continue along the phases of cellular adaptation. These are normal cells. Dysplasia involves bad growth, and this is growth of a type of cell where it's becoming less and less like the parent cell. This is something where the cells are growing in abnormal structure, abnormal organization, abnormal size, there's too many of them, etc. And then they continue to go along on the path as if they are not found or excised, removed, or taken care of with our own immune cells. They will continue along to metaplasia, where they change from one type of cell into another, until it reaches neoplasia, which is the form of, neoplasia is the completely new growth of a new type of cell, and that is a neoplasm. A neoplasm could be benign or it can be malignant. What makes a malignant neoplasm has to do with how it interacts with the cells around it. So for that, we're going to visit the next slide and take you through carcinogenesis. So, cells that start out as normal cells, once they go through those phases of cellular adaptation, go through dysplasia, go through metaplasia, and then they finally end up as a neoplasia, it's still undetermined whether or not it's benign and just going to grow a capsule and stay close, or if it's going to turn into a malignant neoplasm. Malignant neoplasms differ quite a bit from normal cells in that they grow very fast and autonomously. They grow a lot faster than our normal cells. So a normal cell, a normal cancer cell, will grow a lot faster. So it may go like this and then start growing into clusters. They ignore contact inhibition. What that means is normal cells, when they touch other cells, they come into contact and they go, whoa, I'm big enough. I don't need to grow anymore. We don't need any more cells. We've repaired to the point where we're satiated the body's functional needs, and we're not going to grow anymore. So that's what normal cells do. Cancer doesn't care about any of that. They ignore all that, and they continue to grow anyway. The autonomous bit is they don't take orders from the brain or from the rest of our body. They're going to grow because they want to grow. Angiogenesis. So what makes cancer so scary is that these cells, because they are part of our own tissue and because their origins are from our own tissue, even though they don't take orders on contact inhibition and growth size, they are able to use our own body to create more blood flow to themselves by creating blood vessels. So angio means vessel. Genesis is creation. So it'll actually create new blood vessels to give itself more nutrients so it can grow faster. This robs nutrients from surrounding tissues. And if nutrients around here are being robbed and it's all going to this one, this tissue starts dying, making it easier for the cancer to spread throughout this tissue. So more and more this tumor will grow. And what's really terrible about it is it has kind of this haphazard structure. They call it cancer because cancer means crab. It has almost like a crab-like effect in there where it uses finger-like projections in all areas to squeam its way through cells along the path of least resistance, and then it takes their blood, it takes their nutrients, and then kills the surrounding cells, making it bigger and making it easier for itself to spread. As this tumor gets larger and larger, it won't move, but it'll just get bigger until it may hit a lymphatic vessel or a blood vessel. So sarcomas are a type of cancer that travels more regularly through the blood. Carcinomas, more made of epithelial tissue, travel more readily through the lymphatic system. So right now we have a tumor that's growing, a malignant tumor that's growing. Pretty soon it may come in contact with the lymphatic system, and then all of a sudden this vessel has free range to travel via the lymphatic vessel to the closest lymph node. And this lymph node is filled with white blood cells. It will attack it, it'll probably destroy it. But more are coming. More slough off and come and follow. And once this lymph node is overrun, it will remain to be functional, and then cancer can pass again, and it goes up the next line. We have 600 lymph nodes in our body, but it may only travel a certain amount through lymph nodes. So if we have pancreatic cancer that, say this is in the pancreas and right around here, it will travel from lymph node to lymph node. How a physician would diagnose this is they would take a CT scan and maybe even a biopsy of these lymph nodes to see how far it's traveled. If you can catch it earlier and it won't have traveled up these lymphatic vessels towards the duct that empties into the heart, hopefully you can catch it before then, before it spreads and called metastasis. So right now it's invasive and spreading, but once these pass all the lymph nodes along the way and they reach the heart, the right side of the heart, now this tumor can enter into the lungs and then back into the left side of the heart and now the bloodstream. And now it has access to the entire body, and that's when it metastasizes and spreads to distant areas. And that's where we call stage 4 cancer. That's the element of staging cancer, is how far it spreads. So this is how carcinogenesis occurs, from the beginning of cellular adaptation, how it goes through the process, and then how it spreads and the different characteristics of cell growth.